Everybody, today we're going to take a look at a blade that was sent over by Ken at Last Chance Knives. So guys, if you're not subscribed to his channel, please get over there and do so. But we're looking at a camping knife that he had made himself, and guys, this thing is superb. It's kind of unbelievable. You know, when we're going to look at this, you're going to see what all he's done. But first of all, he made this sheath. Now let's look at this thing. Let's look at the construction of this handmade sheath. Look at how thick the leather is on this thing. We got scout option, we got belt option, we got dangler option. So we got all the options here for this thing. But if we look, the knife, it rides down in there very deep, no risk of it ever coming out on you. And it is made to fit down in there. So let's look at how it does go down in. So we're gonna go, and it's just gonna pop right into place. That is a perfect fit for handmade option. And of course, he makes his own leather conditioner. He conditioned this before he sent it over to us. But guys, that right there is a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. Just look at that. Look at the weld on that. So I started communicating with him. He did a video on this knife, and I'm like, man, that thing is just beautiful. I mean, it had everything I kind of look for in a knife, with the palm swell, the full height grind. It even has the kind of the oh, I forget exactly. It's kind of a UP / Canada style blade on it. And you could use that for scraping fat off a hide and different things. But look at this thing. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's beautiful. It's made out of 01 tool steel. We got 5/32 stock. He's made this, heat treated them himself. Put the scales on. It's desert ironwood scales. We have hollow pin construction. We got an exposed tang for lanyard or persuading, whatever you need it for. But man, just look at this thing. Convex grind. That way you get the full strength of the blade. It is a lot sturdier than any type of, you know, V or any other type of edge that you put on them. But we look at how it fits in the hand. I mean, it's good to go, guys. This thing right here is a thing of beauty. I mean, when he offered to send this, I was like, yes, please. Now I'm going to do some demonstrating with this knife. Hopefully tomorrow, if it's nice enough and dry enough, I'm going to get out back. It's rained for a couple of days straight here. So kind of want to get out there and do some work with it. But let's do some overall measuring on it first. We've got an overall length here of, with the tang, 9.5 inches. Let's look at the blade length here. We'll go all the way to the handle. About 4.25. Cutting edge, he's got a little sharpening tool. Cutting edge is right at 4 inches. So guys, I don't know, it just fits in the hand so well. I mean, look how he's did this. So what I want to do also is I kind of want to look at it and compare it to one of my favorites. Now, when he sent me this, I was like, hey, I'm going to send you a gunny. I sent him my favorite gunny. It's an A2 with a full height grind as well on it. But here's a gunny in 3V. So we're just going to look at this and kind of compare it. If we look, his camping blade is definitely a lot longer. We'll look at the cutting edge. It's probably a 1/2 inch longer. You know, we don't want to get the tape out for it. This right here does have a high saber grind on it, which is, this is made out of 3V, where this is 01 tool steel. I've never used this knife. I got an A2 one and a 3V one. I do like my A2 the most, to be honest with you. If we look, his handle's just a tad bit longer. But if you feel it in your hand, you feel the palm swell. Let's look at the blade stock. I think this is .157. It looks very similar to the 01 tool steel here. So guys, just two great knives to compare. Now they do make, Bark River does make a UP gunny that's kind of in this style of blade. And I wouldn't mind getting one of those, honestly, to tell you the truth. After looking at this thing and feeling it, you know, the Bravo is the bigger brother to the gunny, and that's just kind of a little too big for me. I'm not a huge knife guy, but, you know, I like them this size. This size right here is kind of perfect for me. So we're going to weigh it's 8.1 ounces. We'll compare that to the Gunny. Gunny's going to come in at 5.7. So definitely a difference in it, you know, with the height of the blade, and of course the desert ironwood probably does make a little bit of a difference. So one thing we're going to look at too is we're going to look at the height of these blades. So let's look at the height here. We got a 1-inch height here on the Gunny. Tallest spot here is going to be an 1.5 inches, a little over 1.5 inches. So, you know, that's definitely going to weigh more. But again, let's just look at these. Let's kind of compare them. Could get similar tasks done, but if I'm going to be cleaning an animal, I would definitely go with this one here over this. You know, this might baton through wood just a little bit better and whatnot, but this right here is definitely going to get your animal cleaning done a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, I'd say, than the Gunny. So one thing I want to look at too is the edge on this. Now he did say he tuned it up before he sent it, so let's just move some things here. I got stuff laying everywhere over here to the right. Let's just look at the edge on this and kind of get a feel for it. Oh yeah. Sharp all the way to the tip. So that one's good to go. Now the Gunny, I've told you guys this, I've never used that 3V Gunny. I haven't even stropped it. And I've owned it for, probably a couple years, I'd say. So I don't know if the edge is clean, honestly. We'll just wipe it off. Let's see if... So yeah. It's still sharp. You know, sometimes when they sit, they do get a little edge fuzz on them, I'd say, but you know, it's still sharp, still get the job done. But again, guys, I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be, I just want to feather stick with this. Maybe make a fire with it. I just really dig it. This right here is something I would pay to have him make me one of these, honestly. To be dead honest with you, this is a knife right here I could see myself buying. It just, the handle is just, I mean, it's superb. It's immaculate. I mean, you can look at that and it's just, for being handmade, I kind of know what he does for a living, and he's, you know, he's a very talented guy, you know, to just put it lightly. So guys, this is just, I don't know, like I said, this is something I would buy. This knife, if he sold these, I'd buy it. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I know it'll cut good. I know it'll work well. You know, if I'm butchering, say, a whitetail or something, you know, because the Gunny I use has a full height grind on it, just like this one. It doesn't have the saber. If you look, you know, this has a saber. I was like, I gotta get rid of that saber grind, and it's just going to do clean, awesome work for you. And the handle is a little bit bigger. You know, I say this all the time. I'm not a small guy. I'm not huge, but you know, this handle seems to fit me perfectly. This one here, I love the Gunny handle. I love how it feels compared to the Bravo. But after handling this, it just fills it out a little more. You know, like say you're carrying a Spyderco, say the Spyderco PM2, and then you pick up a Buck 112 Sport Pro. You just definitely feel it in your hand. You feel how it feels out your hand. You feel like you can get more torque behind it and what you're doing. That's how I feel when I hold this knife against a Gunny. I just feel a little more comfortable. I feel like I'm not going to slip out of it as much. Not that I ever have slipped out of a Gunny handle, but this right here, I just feel like I can get the torque. You know, and it has a little bit longer of a blade. You know, I'm not a guy who carries around a 5 or uses a 5 or 6 inch blade when I'm butchering and things like that, or cleaning the deer. I usually just use a 3.5 to 4 inch blade. So this would serve me right for those purposes. You can put your longer lanyard on there to wrap around your wrist and whatnot, and to hold on tight. But guys, it's right here. Ken, I want to thank you for sending this over for me to check out. I'm going to tag him in this video, so be sure you go down and hit his link and go over and subscribe to his channel. Got a lot of great content over there. He's a very technical guy. You can definitely learn a lot from him just by watching his videos. So guys, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. You know I like talking to you. And don't forget, happy hour live chat every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Alright guys, hey, stay sharp, stay strong.